I've onboarded over 40 SMMA clients and I've made every mistake imaginable. In this video, I'm going to give you my exact onboarding scripts, flows, and templates. And most agency owners don't realize how important onboarding is. It's literally the #1 reason why clients stay longer and pay you more. So make sure to stick around till the end because I'm actually giving away all these resources as well. So I'm going to break down the entire thing from A to Z and actually give you all of the templates and the scripts as well, so you have it. And if you have any questions about any of this or want my advice on SMMA, DM me on Instagram. Well, first of all, what's going to happen is you sign a new client. This is always going to be the first step of it. Now, what happens next? Directly after you sign your new client, what you need to send over, or #1, put together your service agreement. But I would even honestly say like these two are as important. I would say this is the most important thing right when they sign on. Right when someone signs on, the second they pay you money, they're going to start in their back of their mind. They're going to be like, okay, did I make the right decision? I just paid this guy $5,000 and I met him for the first time online. Did I make the right decision? But then boom, he gets an email from you. Hey, super excited to get things rolling. Excited. Here's the next steps. And it just gives them that extra reassurance. So this is so important. And I have both of these in this document right here. So the first thing you want to do, actually, I would ideally say you want to send out this welcome email right away. But we also link this service agreement in there as well. So I'm going to first show you the service agreement and then basically the exact welcome email. So the service agreement, super simple. Let me actually zoom out a bit. This is just a template for it, but this is like literally exactly what I use. You just fill in like your name, your company name, the client name, all that sort of stuff. But it's super simple, kind of going over what you do. You'd obviously change this for your service. You go through the fees, the payments, the ad spend. If you have a guarantee or refund policy in there, basically what's expected of the clients, onboarding call, and then all this like boring stuff. Honestly, I use a lot of ChatGPT for this. You can do the same, but this is literally the exact same one I use, and they always get signed. So I don't know, it works for me, and it's super simple. You don't even need to get DocuSign either. You can go and upload it in Go High Level. It's under payments, and you go to documents, and then you upload existing PDF, and you can actually send it through Go High Level, which is awesome because you don't have to pay for DocuSign or any of those other agreement signing websites. But that's what I would do. This literally just copy this exact one, put it in Go High Level, and then add your client, and then make sure they put their signature and then date right here. That's all they need to fill out. You just put your signature and then the client, or then the date right there. Now that's the service agreement, and you're going to put a link to that in this welcome email right here. That's at least what I do. So basically we say, the whole point of this is we want to reaffirm them that they made the right decision and that we're like pumped to get going with them. What you don't want to do is say, oh, thank you so much for signing on and stuff like that, because then it automatically lowers you and shows that, oh, this person's like begging. So you want to keep the frame, make it seem like it's not a big deal. So just something super simple, like, hey, John, excited to get this rolling, make some serious moves together, or make some serious money, whatever you want to say. And then you want to go over the next steps and outline it clearly. So at any point they're not wondering, okay, what is this guy actually doing? Like, what are they doing? Like, what's actually going on? What's happening? You never want the client to be wondering, what are you doing on the back end, especially after they just paid you. So basically, next steps, hey, sign the service agreement. The onboarding call, you should already have booked that right after the initial sales call. Just make sure you're on a computer so we can get everything set up smoothly. And then as well, I put this in here. I don't send out an onboarding survey to my clients just because I prefer to just do it all on one call. You 100% can do that. It really doesn't make a big deal. I personally don't, but it's kind of whatever works for you. I used to do it a lot, but honestly now I prefer to just have the face-to-face and do it all over the call, because usually there's questions and it usually goes a lot quicker. What I would also add in here, what I like adding is, here if we put a break in the line, is like, hey, so in the meantime, I'm going to be working on all of your automations, getting your back end, the funnel set up, and all that sort of stuff. So we'll be able to hit the ground running within the next 7 days to get everything up and launched. So just to show them, hey, right now, I'm going to start working on all of your stuff. And then as well, you just say, hey, any questions before the call, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on date/time. And then you just want to show again that you're excited, get them pumped up. Like after I sign clients on, after they pay me $5,000, $6,000, like, okay, I'm excited to get this going. Let's get it rolling, because I'm pumped for them to start getting these results, which is the awesome thing. Once you dial in your service delivery, you're actually excited to bring people on because you're going to get them amazing results. You're going to make them a ton of money. So that's the first step. That's honestly one of the most important parts, is right when they sign on, they need to have something that shows them, that reaffirms them they made the right decision and keeps them excited. Now, after that, you're going to set up their Go High Level sub account. I usually do this on like by my own, like by myself, but you're gonna need some of their details as well. So what you're gonna do is ideally, then you're gonna want to send out the you're gonna send out a survey to them. So ideally, you're gonna send out. So this is why it's nice to send out the survey beforehand, because then you can set up their Go High Level sub account. If you don't, you can just set this up on the onboarding call. But if you have the survey, you send that out. You can also basically create it then. Where basically you create the sub account using your snapshot, so it's all just a template. You're not having to remake every single thing individually. You're also adding the client's company details, and then you're registering the local number for A2P. And that you can do that on the onboarding call as well if you'd like. But here is the entire onboarding call checklist as well for you guys. So this is exactly what I use. So just the onboarding date, just so you know, you can stay organized on your end, and I just always rename it the client's onboarding, or the client onboarding, put in their name, put in the date as well, and then just having the to-do. So create a sub account with a snapshot, create the login, and then also the ads manager. And that's pretty much all you do, where basically you're going to create their sub account, you're going to give your client their login for it, you're going to make sure you go set up their ads manager, whichever one you're using, whether it's Facebook, Google, TikTok, LinkedIn, and just clearly putting all the steps here, where then you just have them share their screen and say, hey John, now if you want to go ahead and share your screen, which is why it's important that they're on a computer, and you literally just walk them through all of this, set at the high level, get all the stuff if you need. If you need website login details, personally, I don't, but this is just a template that has pretty much everything. But the onboarding call shouldn't be more than 30 minutes, and it should be just a system where you take them through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and it's literally the exact same thing every time. But also be prepared. I know sometimes with Meta especially, there's a lot of like little things that sometimes don't work or start just tweaking out randomly that you need to go like sometimes ask for support. But I would just make sure you're prepared for these scenarios, but also don't overcomplicate it. Don't like over prepare. And then for every worst possible scenario, sometimes you just need to jump on another call. Like I've done that like once or twice with like Facebook ads, because like something wasn't working for whatever reason. They need to like make a new account or something. But yeah, that's like worst case scenario. I wouldn't prep for that. Just know that it is normal if that happens, but just make sure you have a process in place. Just having this, you're going to be extremely confident, because it literally tells you step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Especially if it's your first client, you want to make sure. I would do a practice onboarding before. I would practice like onboarding your friend or like a parent or a sibling or something, just so you know and get a feel for how it works. And then by the time you're on the call, you're like, okay, this is simple. I've done this before. Let's get it. Now that's pretty much the whole onboarding process there. That's the main part, but this part is even more important. This is all the tactical stuff of like what to send, but this is probably the most important part, and this is actually what I've seen a huge indicator on when you have amazing clients versus garbage clients, even if you get them the exact same results. I've seen agency owners get their clients amazing results. I'm talking making them $10, $20, $30,000 within like a week or two and profit. And then the client's still mad because they were expecting some crazy result. Like I know I had a client who I literally just refunded after a week. I started working with him. He's in LA. He was expecting like some like ridiculous. He was expecting like a new job, a new deal, like every single week, which is just not realistic in the niche that I'm in, because it is so high ticket. And after like a week, like we were getting a ton of leads coming in. They were pretty decent quality as well. And I started adding more friction on the like landing pages and stuff. I'm not going to go too much into that now. But then he was just like, hey, this. Let's change this, and this. I need to get some deals coming in. I was like, okay, man, I'll be honest, like that's not realistic. And I just ended up refunding him his money, which that's the right thing to do. You don't want to bring on clients like that. But a huge part on my end, I probably didn't set the right expectations for that call going into it, or for the onboarding call. So you need to make sure at the end of the onboarding call, you're setting the right expectations on exactly what to expect. And you always want to under promise and over deliver. So instead of saying, yeah, so I think we're going to get probably 3 to 5 deals this month, and from there, an extra 3 or 4 deals per month consistently. Now, if you can do that, and you know you can do that, that's awesome. But I always say, yeah, so the first couple weeks in terms of like lead quality is going to be a bit lower, and that's totally normal. But the first couple weeks is like the learning phase, is what we call it, which basically means we're going to get data on your campaigns, on your market, on your area, and we're going to be able to optimize and kind of double down on what's working and eliminate what's not working. So by the time we get to month 2 to 3, we're going to be up and rolling and get all of this and get all of these results coming in consistently. So, and just let them know it's totally normal the first couple weeks for it to be slower, because then if for whatever reason you do have a slower couple weeks, which I've had with some clients before. Like it's just the way it happens with all these different markets across the US and Canada and stuff. Just some markets aren't as quick as others. But then you let them know that, and in their back of their mind, they're like, okay, Noah said or John said this was totally normal. I'm not going to worry about it. So this is a huge part. This is going to dictate your churn rate. This is going to dictate your client experience, which is, I would say, is arguably more important than the results you actually get them, is setting the right expectations. And when you set such low expectations, then when they get great results, they're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. Or even if they get mediocre results, they're going to be like, wow, this is more than he said. This is awesome. Even if they only get like a 2 or 3 times ROI, if you make it seem like you just underpromise so much, you obviously don't want to say, oh, I would expect to lose $20,000 this month, right? Then that kind of sucks. They're like, why did I just pay this guy? But set super low expectations, not too low, but just so you know you can 100% over deliver whatever you're setting. That's what I would do. So take what you know you can do. So this is your baseline right here. And you want, let's say your baseline's like a 5, set expectations at like a 3.5 or something. So there is some room for error, and you're able to kind of mitigate this gap, and that's a pretty decent jump when you get 5 results, but you're only promising a 3.5. Whatever, those are just like random examples, monetary numbers to make it simple, but that's exactly how you should do it. And the last thing is you need to update your client every single 1 to 2 days while setting up. So if the turnaround time is, you tell them it's 7 days, by the time we get onboarded, within 7 days after the onboarding call, we'll be able to go up and launch. What you should do every 1 to 2 days is send them an email / a text. I usually like texting, but send them a text being like, hey John, I'm just working on your funnels right now. Everything's turning out good. Let me know if you have any questions. And the next day, hey, I'm just working on your automations. Like literally just when you're doing something for them, just text them what you're doing, especially that first 7 days. After they pay and before you launch, they want to know that you're actually doing stuff and working on the back end. So make sure you're telling them exactly what you're doing. A lot of people think it's like so simple stuff, like, oh, they already know what I'm doing. A lot of them don't. A lot of them have gotten burned before, and that's why they're so skeptical. So if you can show them that you actually know what you're doing, or you show them those basic stuff you're doing, hey, I'm just registering your number now. It'll probably be verified in 3 to 5 days. Just a quick update for you. A lot of them be like, oh my God, okay, thank you so much. Excited to get it going. And you're going to get them even more excited. Then you say, when you're working on their landing pages, you just send them a message. Hey, I'm just working on your landing pages now, customizing it for your market and your brand. Everything will be good soon. The next step is just getting the automation set up. When you're getting that set up, you're saying, hey, just kind of configuring the automations, getting all the custom values and stuff in there, and say however you want, but just tell them exactly what you're doing. It's really that simple. And this is an ongoing thing as well. After you onboard your clients, every week, you should, number one, be having a check-in call, but also, two, if you don't have a check-in call every week, when you go in their ad manager, you make changes, you split test something, go and tell them what you're doing, because they appreciate that so much. I had a client, this is my first one ever. She didn't get a lead for the first like 2.5 weeks, which is ridiculous. But I kept her updated the entire time. I told her exactly what I was doing. And then 2 days ago, we got 2 leads come in, which is awesome. We started to finally get it rolling. And she was excited. She was happy with that because I set the expectations and I updated her on absolutely everything I was doing. So she was like, hey, no, I really appreciate all the work you're putting in. I'm excited. These leads have been coming in. I got on the phone with one of them, booked an appointment, which is awesome, but it all comes from setting expectations and communicating. So this is an ongoing thing, but this is honestly more important than the service. Like I have my clients telling me, you are the best and most communicative agency or marketing guy I've ever worked with in my life, which is amazing. And that's how you basically never churn clients. It's that simple. But again, the whole process, to recap, you sign the client on right away. You send them this welcome email and the service agreement. You set up their sub account on the onboarding call. You onboard them, go through that checklist. You set clear expectations and you update the client every 1 to 2 days while setting this up. And if you want this entire document right here with literally all the stuff in here, just DM me on Instagram. It's in the description, or noah@noah.help. Then I'll send over this entire document and Miro board if you like. But other than that, I appreciate you watching. Go check out the video on the screen and I will see you there.